Hello and welcome. Today we are making a simple aim trainer with PyGame and Python 3.9. This is what it's going to look like at the end of the video. We are going to have a random size of a circle and we are going to put it on the screen at a random location. Every time we click it, it's going to switch with another color to another location. Every time, size. So, this is how you do it. Okay, so first, we have to do our imports. Okay, so, well, obviously we have to import PyGame. By the way, I'm going to treat this video as if you know at least a little bit of Python and at least a little bit about PyGame. So we also need to import and also import random. So this math module is checking for collisions with the mouse and the circle. Okay, next we have to define the green and initialize height. Okay, so pygame.init, and then we'll set width and height equal to whatever you want. I'm going to do 100 by 900 because that's my normal screen resolution, and that's just a good size. Then we're going to set the screen to display and set to pygame.display.set mode, and we're going to set it as a tuple with width and height. Okay, now we are going to use some colors and set them into. It's just easier to call them later on so that we don't have to set them into tuples every time. I'm using black, white, purple, gray, sky, blue, orange, red, light red, green, and light green. Let me just make sure all these have spaces. Let's give them colors. Black is 000, white is 255, 255, and 2. Purple is 128, 0, 128, 0, and then 128. And gray is 128, 128. Oops, and 128. Sky is 00 and 220. Blue we're going to set to, this is actually a nice blue, it's 86 and 255. Orange is 255, 127, 80. And then red is 200, 0, light red 255, 0. And then green is 0, 200, and 0. And light green is 0, 255, and 0. Okay, now we got our colors. Next is going to be our loop, our main loop. We'll do while true, and we'll do for event in PyGame event.get, so that we can loop through all the events in PyGame to check if the event.type is equal to .quit. And PyGame.quit is just when you click the little X up here at the top of your game. And when that happens, when we click that, we're just PyGame.quit, quit PyGame, and then quit Python. Just to make sure that everything gets quit out of and that everything is safe. Now, we are going to draw this, or actually, hold on, let's update the screen. PyGame.display.update. And let's also add a clock.tick here. so that we can add a frame rate. And to add the clock.tick, we have to set a variable. Let's put it into globals and set it to clock. Name it clock and put it as game.time.clock. To set the frame rate. Now, here comes the fun part. We are going to draw the circle. So we'll do pygame.draw.circle, and we're going to draw it to the display. And we're going for the color. We're going to have it choose a random. We're going to have random.choice of the color earlier. And X and Y, we will set this later, as well as the width, or the radius actually. That's what it is. So, right above this, we are going to set CX for circle X, and also CY for circle Y. And for both of those, we're going to do random.rand integer. And for the X, we're going to do 20, which is just the left side of the screen. And over to, or from 20 to the width minus 14. That just goes all the way to the right. Minus 14. Let's actually set 14 to 20. That makes it a little bit better. And for the random Y, we'll do random.random integer. Also 20 and height minus. Make this look nice. Okay, now we can set this tuple right here. Hold on. Okay, so the reason this is red is because we didn't actually make a list with all the colors. So let's go back up to the colors, add a list, and put all these colors except black in here. So white, gray, purple, it doesn't matter. Sky, blue, orange, red, light red, green, and light green. Okay, we have all the colors. Now this is normal. And now for the X and Y values of the circle. We're going to set it to CX and CY, which are the variables we just created. And for the radius, we're also going to create another variable right under those. We're going to you can either call it the radius of the circle or the width of the circle. I'm going to do width of the circle. It's just easier. Width of is equal to. We're going to set it equal to random.rand int of 14 to 20. And that's just a good size for the easy level of an aim trainer. Make sure that the circles aren't too big, but they aren't too small. They're easy enough to click for like an easy mode. So for the radius, we'll set it to width of circle. Okay, so now we have this done. We can, I think now, save and run this. Let's check. This is not what we want, but that's pretty cool. We actually have to fill the screen with black before we do this. Fill with black. It doesn't keep doing that every time, but you can see that it's still in circles all over the place. So to fix that, make sure that we don't call a random variable inside of a loop, or at least not a million. To do that, we are going to copy this. Let's copy this and put it outside the loop just for now, because we need that to set the first circle once we start the game. But to actually, we're going to have to only put a circle on the screen after we click a circle. So first we're going to get the X and the Y values. Mouse. So we're going to do PyGame.mouse.get position. And for the X value, we're going to do get position, because that's the X value of the get position module. And for the Y, we're going to do get position with index of 1 this time, because that's the Y, the get position module. Next, we are going to be getting the boundaries and the area of the circle to actually check if we clicked on the circle. So to do that, first let's do click is equal to .mouse.get pressed, so we can check when a button on the mouse is clicked. Next, we are going to square the positions of the mouse, and we're going to put that into SQX for square X, and we're going to do parentheses X minus CX, which is the value of the mouse minus the X position of the circle, and then SQY is equal to parentheses Y minus CY. Square that. This is just normal for when you're getting collisions with a circle. So now we are going to check if we actually clicked on the circle. So to do that, it's a little bit more complicated, but it's easier to understand. Do it a few times. So we're going to check if math, this is where the math module comes in, math.square root, SQR, square root of square X plus square Y, if the square root of square X and square Y, then the width of the circle, there we go, and you the left mouse button, which is equal to 0. This right here is checking if you clicked the left mouse button. And the reason I have index of 0 here is because with this click variable, it's getting it from mouse.getPressed, and this mouse.get tells you a list of zeros in 3 indexes, or 2 indexes, I guess. Each of these is one of the clicks on the mouse. This would be left click, this would be middle click, this would be right click. Every time you click, it's so if you click left click, you set that to 1, and so on. Now we are just going to put all this inside of that if statement, and that should be good, I think. No, let's only the screen with black once we click. So let's do that. Now let's save, and it looks like it's working, probably because we did not actually show the screen. To do that, we want to put it outside of the loop so it doesn't like spray all over the place like it did earlier. So this will show right here, this circle, before the loop starts, and then this down here will check if we clicked on this first circle, then it'll show another circle, because this will always be running. So we can save and run that. Now we have the first circle, we can click it, change its color, change its location, and there you go. That's the first part of our game working perfectly fine. If you guys down in the comment section, I will put this code down in the description if you need it, and I will see you guys next time.